Over the years, I've hauled a lot of different things in trucks. Gravel, asphalt, dirt, concrete. If you can imagine it, I probably hauled it at some point. But there's one thing I hauled that I absolutely do not miss. That was wastewater sludge. Around the job, we had a better name for it, though. We called it poop jelly. Now, if you've never seen that stuff, imagine something that looks like thick brown jello that smells like the worst smell you've ever experienced. That's about the closest description I can give. One of the jobs I had was hauling that sludge out of treatment plants. They would store it in big piles inside these long metal sheds. The floor of those sheds was always slick from years of that stuff being loaded and moved around. And when I say slick, I mean slick. You could barely get any traction in there at all. The first time I backed into one of those sheds, I realized pretty quickly that trying to drive normally wasn't going to work. Your tires would just spin. So after a while, I figured out a little trick. I'd hit the entrance of the shed with a little speed, then slam on the brakes right as I came through the door. After that, the truck would just slide across the floor like it was on ice. I got it down pretty good, too. I could almost slide the truck all the way to the pile of sludge without touching the throttle again. It was basically like backing a dump truck into a giant skating rink that smelled like a sewer. Now the smell in those places, that's something else entirely. It's the kind of smell that gets in your clothes, your boots, your truck, everything. And after the first load we hauled out of there, I realized something. If I was going to keep doing this job, I needed some help. So I stopped at the local Dollar General on the way back, walked in and bought every pine tree air freshener they had. I think it was about 30 of them. When I got back to the truck, I started hanging them everywhere. Anywhere I could stick one. By the time I got done, that cab looked like a pine forest on wheels. Now, did it completely fix the smell? Not exactly. But it helped enough that you could at least breathe without feeling like you were about to pass out. And that job taught me something else too. After hauling that stuff for a while, I completely lost my taste for one particular dessert. To this day, I can't eat Jell-O anymore. Because once you've hauled a few loads of poop jelly, your brain just starts making connections you'd rather not have.